Please like and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more vet art content.
Hi vet friends! Welcome to my channel. So for today's video, mag-i-interview tayo ng small animal and exotic animal practitioner and a wildlife veterinarian from Vets in Practice. So let's all welcome Dr. Nielsen.
Hello, hi. Good afternoon, Leatrize. Congratulations, you're now a full-fledged vet.
Thank you so much, Doc. So, nag-prepare po ako ng questions from vets and vet students na nag-follow sa Instagram about sa exotic animal.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, that's going to be interesting kasi para sa akin, ang spice of my practice is really exotics, you know. It's not that I'm saying that small animal practice like dogs and cats is boring. No, it's very interesting. So the practice in small animal it's more complex. Pero when you see exotics, parang dessert yan, di ba? Parang hindi ka maumay.
Sobrang amazing.
Oo, gano'n. In fact, parang because I trained my vets also to look at exotics. Sometimes when I see my vets handling exotics, parang yung sense of ownership ko, parang ba't napunta doon? But it doesn't mean that I don't want them to handle exotic, but it's my passion also because it gives me excitement to treat tiny pets like, you know, yung mga miniature hamsters, mga mice. Sometimes when I post it on my Instagram, you'll see the amount of likes, you know,
Pag-exotic,
pag-exotics.
Viral yung...
Nakikita mo talaga yung interest ng mga tao.
So, Doc, curious lang, maraming curious, what made you enter in this career? Kasi during that time, di pa ganun boom yung vet eh.
So, yeah, I think, you know, it's like the program that I have, Born to be Wild, I think I was born to be a vet. I never knew that there was such a course, you know, parang sabi ko lang sa mom ko when I was like 4 years old or younger, parang sabi ko gusto ko Dr. Aso, Dr. Pusa.
Doctor
No, basta ang frustration ko is when I have a pet, which my pets were simple, you know, when you go to the churches before, the vendors would sell toys or mga ducklings or mga chicks.
Ay, pag-fiesta po.
Oo, hindi pa di kulay nun. Gusto ko ng normal color ng mga chicks. Bumibili ko nun, tapos pag napalaki ko, yun yung...
Kakasayin.
Hindi. Oo, nagagalit talaga ako pag kinakatay yung mga alaga ko. But when they get sick, it's like, you know, ang sasabihin sa'yo ng mga matatanda ng mga parents mo, just go buy a new one. And it's very frustrating dahil during that time there were vets already, pero it was like only for the rich. Parang nakakatakot pumunta ng vet kasi
gastos.
Masyadong mahal. So sasabihin lang nila, bigyan mo ng capsule para sa isang maliit na sisiw namatay, di ba? And fishes, you know, pag nagkasakit, sabihin flash mo lang sa toilet. So yung frustration na yan as a kid, parang hanggang ngayon dala ko yun na parang if someone comes either with a fish or kahit maya ba yan eh.
Kahit anong hayop.
Oo, kahit anong hayop yan, parang hindi ko sila tatanggihan na gamutin. But explaining to the owners, especially the parents, na I will tell them, you know, I appreciate you as a parent that you're supporting your kid, you know, who has this love for an animal. I won't say it's a simple animal, pero this is where you mold your children to have compassion to animals. So, ang gagawin ko is, hindi ko i-charge ng full. I-charge ko ng a little bit smaller, just not to waste that opportunity of treating something interesting also.
Minsan nakakaawa na talaga, lalo na yung walang pambayad, no?
Oo. So, ako, para sa akin, excitement yan. Pag napagaling mo yan, it's something that, you know, you will be proud.
Yes. Feeling na,
Oo.
Parang himala. No?
Yes.
So, yung mga natulungan niyo, Doc, sobrang sobrang amazed sila.
Yes, they're so grateful that I did not snub the type of pets that they brought to me.
So, Doc, usapang vet school naman. May student po kayo. Anong subject kayo nahirapan?
You know, like when I was in grade school and high school, hindi ako yung palabasa. I just want to be outdoor, I want to play all the time, and knowing that I would go to a, medical field. Alam ko na yung challenges doon. Natatakot ako na baka mamaya hindi ko kayanin yung
So
pag-aaral.
may hint na po kayo na mahirap pala talaga ang vet?
Oo, alam ko mahirap yon, and na-anticipate ko na parang dito pa lang ang hirap na mag-aral. Paano pa kaya pagdating ng board exams? Diba? Parang ang dami kong kakilala na nandun pala ako sa lower year, hindi na sila naging vet kasi
So ano na kayo, sala na kayo pagdating sa dulo?
Oo, parang yun na talaga in-anticipate ko. And then meron pa kaming Spanish teacher sa De La Salle Araneta who palm reads. Tapos binasa niya yung palm ko na parang sabi niya, "Nako, kailangan mo mag-aral mabuti kasi pwede kang hindi matapos mag-aral." So
baka para sa anak mo
that made me strive more. Sabi niya, baka mag-asawa ka maaga and then hindi ka makatapos ng pag-aaral. So that made me strive harder that I should focus. Yeah. So to your question, ano ba yung mga subjects na nahirapan ako? Nahirapan ako sa mga things that doesn't have to do anything with practically holding some things. So, yung mga pharma, microbiology, virology. Ang hirap maging interested to something that's just names and stuff like that. So, doon ako nahirapan talaga. Pero, yung mga nakakatakot na subjects like anatomy, parang when I made it to the top 10, parang gusto kong sunduin yung nanay ko sa Laguna para ipakita na nandyan yung pangalan ko sa top 10 ng anatomy. So, parang I wanted to bring my teachers from high school. Look, si Donato na pasang-awa parati, nandyan, I was so proud na parang if you're interested in something, you can actually excel in those things. How did I do it? Parang ina-anticipate ko na, okay, few days before the exam, inuunahan ko na. Tapos, mahilig din ako mag-cram, and then yung several techniques on how to remember yung mga terms, mga ganyan, may mga codes, yung ganyan. So, naglalagay din kami sa mga blackboard ng mga maliliit na letter na konti lang kayo ano nga pala yan? Diba? Parang hindi naman siguro cheating yan. Parang something reminding nyo na parang ano nga pala yan?
Naalala nyo din, Doc, kung saan yung banda.
I'm sure a lot of the vets and students can relate to that.
Sobra. So, nakakatuwa naman, Doc, na pati pala si Doc nahirapan din sa vet. So, mga vet students, di lang kayo nag-iisa. Doc, how many years na po kayong veterinarian?
I graduated 1991. I took the boards 1992. So that's how many years? 28 years.
Wow, 28 years.
Yeah, 28 years in practice, and it's a gradual. When you graduate veterinary medicine, parang there are so many things to know pa. Parang walang alam ka lang. Pero before that, as a student, aside from the school assigning you to different institutions, you also make an effort to, hindi lang porket may points going to your yung mga clinic assignments mo. You make an effort to go to practices that you wanna learn. Kahit na hindi na counted, nagvo-volunteer ka. Kahit na hindi counted yon sa mga clinics nyo. I go there, like, my first clinic that I went to was yung sa ka-org ko sa Field Chinese. Doon ako nagvo-volunteer. Bago umuwi, dadaan muna ako doon. Tambay-tambay. You get to learn something. I went to Manila Zoo. I would go to equine practice. So, yun yung mga extra things that I did as a student so that I get exposed. Alam ko na yung kahinaan ko, no? Hindi ako mahilig magbasa, but once you get to experience it, parang once it's there, mas madali siyang tandaan kaysa yung nabasa mo. Yung nabasa mo, kinabukasan, you forgot that already.
Iba talaga yung experience, lalo na yun yung masasagot mo during exam, eh.
Yeah, so, which it did, during my board exams. Our board exams was one of the hardest in the history of the board exams for veterinarians. Kasi first day, puno yung PRC, lahat, all the sections, puno yun. Second day, nangalahati. Bakit? Kasi yung mga answer sheets namin, panay fill in the blanks, essay,
multiple choice ng doktor.
konti lang siguro, mga 15% lang ang multiple choice, which is under medicine and surgery. The rest, fill in the blanks, computation, and everything. So, nung nakita yun ng mga ibang mag-exam, hindi na sila pumunta the second day. Natakot na. Ako, nagsistay ako doon sa isang classmate ko na nakatira doon sa QC. Tapos, siya yung nag-back out. Sumasabay lang ako sa sasakyan niya.
Mag-isa ka na lang.
So, nung ginising ko, tara na. Ayoko na. Anong ayaw mo na? Wala na, bagsak na ako. So, hindi, kaya mo yan. Paano kami? Mag-taxi na lang kayo. So, I almost got late. Kasi nag-taxi kami papunta ng PRC. After a few months, yan na yung sister-in-law ko. Dala-dala niya yung dyaryo. You made it. So, ayun. Nakakatuwa. That experience is something that did not expect talaga. Kasi, biro mo, paglabas mo ng examination room, magko-compare na kayo ng mga answers, and then
nag-iiyakan na po yung iba.
Parang hindi ko ata nasagot yun, di ba? Nakaka-demoralize.
Next though, what is the happiest moment as a vet?
The happiest moment as a vet is trying to fix or treat something that was almost like impossible already. And I'm lucky because I'm surrounded by people who, though they're not vets, but they contribute to infuse ideas. So what I'm talking about is, I'm known to do prosthetics in wildlife, prosthetics in small animal, and it's something that that you've done several times. So pag may pupunta ng mga cases na gano'n, at pag nagiging successful sila, it's like, wow, you've helped this animal be more functional again, and it's something that not everyone can do. So pag nakikita ka ng mga kapwa mo na vet, it inspires them, and you're giving them ideas na parang it's not the end for this animal.
Walang imposible.
Oo, na pwede pala. And sa Pilipinas ginagawa, di ba? Tayo parang we're so amazed with the foreign vets doing that, pero dito pala kaya natin. So doon ako natutuwa. I'm opening new ideas and new techniques that we Filipino vets can do. It's not just myself, but what we can do for the vet industry.
Sir, akala mo, wala na itong pag-asa.
Oh.
Tapos, mahirap naman ito.
Yes.
Tapos, sinubukan mo. Tapos, napagaling.
And you know who drives us to be like that? The owners.
Yes.
Diba? Parang without them, parang hindi ka magpupush ng extra effort to do something for their pets and for them also.
Sobrang mahalaga sa kanila itong
Yes.
halaga nila.
The challenge may put pressure to you, but it can bring you to a next level of trying something new.
Next question, Doc. What is the most breathtaking moment when you handle exotic animals?
Okay, so it's there are a lot of things that happened, and it's not one single instance where we're treating exotics or wildlife, but the ones that are most breathtaking are high-profile animals. When you know that parang it's an animal that has a high value. Sometimes it's not monetary, but because it's an endangered species, na pag nasa kamay mo, parang wow, yung pressure baka mamaya sa handling pa lang may mangyari. So yun yung most breathtaking. For example, I remember at the height of Taal volcano erupting, there was a private zoo or a zoo in Tagaytay Highlands where there was a male orangutan there na matured na siya. And alaga siya ng Tagaytay Highlands and matanda nitong si Chino. Gusto nila i-transfer ko itong orangutan to another place by sedating it. By just thinking na, you know, we don't get to sedate an orangutan every day. And even though alam mo kung anong anesthetic ang gagamitin, ano bang weight ng unggoy nito? Ano ba yung reaction niya sa anesthetic? Anong mangyayari pag hindi na nagising ito, di ba?
Opo, so risky.
So it's you know, it's so stressful na you have to act like you know what you're doing in front of the
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah. So yun yung mga challenging, and when Lolong was captured, you know, facing it, unfortunately, you know, hindi kami pinayagan na i-wrestle siya or, you know, examine kasi napaka-high profile siya. Na-reserve na pala siya sa Nat Geo. Sometimes our own animals na nabibigay yung opportunity sa foreigners pa kaysa sa ating mga Filipino. Sabi ko, oh well, you know, it's our loss, you know. It's our loss because when another situation comes like that, parang yung mga Filipino vets sana na mag-spearhead nun, eh hindi nila nakuha yung opportunity na yon, kundi a foreign vet ang naka-experience nun. So, wala, you know, sayang para sa atin, di ba?
Doc, paano ba hina-handle yung stress pag minsan hindi mo talaga malaman kung ano nangyari dito sa animal na to ngayon, or minsan namatayan tayo ng animal na ginagamot. So, paano nyo hina-handle yung stress na
Okay. The stress gets lesser if you already anticipate it and then you manage the expectation of the client. You know, let's say we're expecting a client, or when I'm in the camera, I'm telling already in front of the camera, okay, when we handle this, these are the things that might happen, which is beyond our control. Basta yung mga alam mo na hindi mo fault, na hindi ka nag-overdose, hindi mali yung hawak mo, hindi mali yung binigay mong medication. Basta all of that, ginawa mong tama, and then still something went wrong. Alam mo na these are the things that you cannot control. And when you talk to a client na, for example, a dog is already 15 years old, and then it has pyometra, and it has a heart condition, the levels of the kidneys are high, we do not shut down and say, sorry, the dog is old already, and we won't attempt to do it. Pero ang sasabihin ko, kaya pa yan, pero high risk yan. So if the first risk is when he's on the table, if he makes it on the table, the next challenge is the post-op. So we take it step by step. So pag nag-agree yung owner doon, meron na kayong agreement na parang the owner knows you and trusts you and knows the risk of it. Pag na-feel mo na yun, parang nawawala na yung burden, and when you lose the animal, you know already na it wasn't negligence, it was really na parang hindi talaga kinaya, but still you tried. And then how do you face the client? You tell them that it's no one is to blame. It's not their fault that they made that decision, but
they did their best.
They did their best. Instead of just throwing the towel and making the animal suffer, at least you gave it a try. Pagka ganon yung prepare mo dun sa owner, then you know it becomes easier.
So, Doc, another question. how to get an experience sa exotic medicine, lalo na bihira sa lugar natin, magkaroon ng opportunity makapag-practice.
Saan pa? So that's in practice, ano? It's something that I have built through the years because it's something that it's my passion, you know. Maybe in the future, I told my partners that when I semi-retire, I'd like to put up just a pure exotic animal, not discriminating dogs and cats, but you know, I find less stress when I treat exotic animals. It's not that the owners don't care that much, pero basta hindi siya yung pang-alis ko ng stress sa dogs and cats when it's a difficult case. But how did I start exotic animal practice in the Philippines? You know, it's just like accepting cases, and you know, it's when I started wala pang mga internet na gano'n, but it's through referrals. Pag sinabing birds, reptiles, exotics, sa akin na kagad tinuturo yun. And for some reason, pag sa mga messages, pag nakita ko yung mga messages, pag dogs and cats, minsan hindi ko na ina-answer. Kasi marami namang pwedeng dyan. Pero pag birds, whether pro bono yan, dahil wild, or reptile yan, parang automatic, sinasagot ko yan.
Actually, Doc, nag-message ako sa'yo before nung intern pa ako. Tapos sa kakatiro ko.
Oo, nasagot ko naman.
Oo, agad siya nagsasagot. Hala, thank you, Doc. Kasi alam ko minsan, mga vet talaga mahirap sila mag-answer, lalo nakakapagod, sagot. So, sobrang thankful ako nung sumagot si Doc Nielsen. Kapal na mukha ako, Doc. So, Doc, ano marirecommend mong book to read or follow sa mga may passion sa exotic animals?
Kasi before, I used to visit always National Bookstore or yung what's that bookstore in Rockwell? Fully Book. So dun sa pet section, minsan may mga binebenta mga exotic na for vets. So yun, bili lang ako ng bili.
May favorite book pa ba, Doc?
Pagdating sa talagang next level of treating like reptiles and birds, when I cannot find the answer with my stock knowledge, I refer to reptile medicine by Mother, or for Harrison for avian medicine. Tapos si Bob Donnelly, who I met personally, is an avian vet in Australia. Pati si Mother na-meet ko personally. And yun yung go-to na mga avian and exotic na.
So, Doc, anong tips mo sa mga aspiring vets na gusto maging future Dr. Nielsen nila?
I think it's a passion for what you want to do. The basic pa rin is still dogs and cats. Pag nahasa ka doon, pwede mong i-apply yung a little bit of your knowledge in dogs and cats. Yun pa rin yung foundation. And then read. I know there are a lot of young vets already who are doing their best to treat also small and exotic animals. Try, like for example, blood collection. Mahirap talaga yun. Pero be honest with the owners. Even I, up to now, I cannot guarantee a blood collection in a tortoise or in a snake or in a lizard na makakuha ko ng blood right away. But convincing also the owners to spend for blood test. Imagine before, walang blood test, ano lang, may sakit, o sige, antibiotics, ganito lang gawin mo. And now, do not be intimidated by different species. Do the basics. Collect feces, you might find something there. Do an x-ray, you might find something there. It's not doing a shotgun, pero with the species that we're handling, napaka-limited lang ang pwede nating makita kung external ang ginagawa natin. So, by doing those things, it's already giving you a clue. And it's something that you can tell the owner na, oh, we did an X-ray, we didn't find any eggs, we didn't find any urates, we didn't find any problem inside, or we found this one by doing a blood test. Wow, imagine you can say your tortoise has a kidney problem, di ba?
Madaling mag-diagnose.
Oo, di ba? Parang, wow, how did you know? Siyempre, if you can offer the client to do a necropsy, then it will help us also.
Okay, so mga newly grad vets dyan, huwag tayong dismaya sa sarili natin kung minsan nahirapan tayo sa mga pasyente natin. So, Doc, what is your recipe for your success?
Okay, so I don't know what I did for me to reach this point. I just loved what I was doing and what I was doing, yes, and being nice. If you're nice to people and no matter how good you are, pero kung snobbish ka and you don't try to understand the client and you're not flexible to what you're doing, hindi babalik sa yung tao, hindi sila magre-recommend sa'yo. But when they feel that you're warm and you're honest na parang, sorry this is my first time to handle like this, but I'll try. And you will see that the clients will say, Doc, kaya mo yan. Sila pa yung nagbibigay ng moral support sa'yo. So that is the first thing that I did, was to be nice to them, and they will see your passion. Parang pagsikat ng exotic was in the early 90s. And once, yun yung maraming nag-i-import ng mga exotics, you see different types of animals. And if you become like them, na wow, chameleon, ang ganda, parang you become like them, like kids, and sige, di pa ako nakakabot ng ganito, pero subukan natin, Marami doon, mga na-free na lang, kasi parang iniisip ko rin, in-import na nga nila ito tapos namamatay na nga sila, i-charge ko pa sila ng isa na gano'n. Why not be making it your experience, parang pareho kayong and that helped me a lot to bring it where I am right now, kasi hindi na ako na-intimidate sa mga animals. Biro mo, do you know what a cutimundi is? A cutimundi is like a South American animal. It is not a raccoon, but look it up, cutimundi, or mga nakapagamot na rin mga gibbon, mga iba-ibang klaseng mga frogs, yung mga anong tawag doon sa frog na yun, mga parang pipa-pipa ata yun. Basta mukhang frog siya na flat. Oo. Meron din ng mga iba-ibang tortoises, iba-ibang klaseng mga aquatic turtles.
So, in short, Doc, halos lahat na ng hayop sa mundo na gamot
Hindi naman. Pero may magdadala dito ng jaguar, merong orangutan na nakainom ng muriatic acid, di ba? Parang, wow, what do I do here, So, nag-gas kami and everything. May nagdala ng kaswari. So, nung gumaling, naghabulan na sa clinic. Things like that. It's something na somebody was gonna help me write a book. It's something like James Harriet. It's so many things happen in my vet life because of exotics, and wildlife.
So, yung buhay mo parang sobrang meaningful, sobrang colorful dahil sa practice mo.
Parang never a dull moment. Even in my vacations, it's like if I see a dog or a cat, I always have my medicine box with me. May surgery doon, may pang anesthesia, na parang pag may nakita kong dog, na-convince ko yung may-ari, doon mismo kakapunin ko yun.
So, vacation na medyo work
parang ganon parati yung mindset ko na since there is no vet here, parang you can help in trying to control the population and making people understand na when you neuter your dog, when you neuter your cat, it lessens the threat to wildlife. Do you know that domestic animals like dogs and cats has a high impact in the population of wildlife?
Saka minsan, Dok, pag vet ka talaga, no, hindi mo mapigilan sarili mo. Lalo na pag may animal na nangangailangan, kahit bakasyon mo, parang kailangan mong tulungan. Parang calling mo talaga yun.
Yeah, so yun yung automatic. If you see
Automatic.
something, it's something that you cannot just turn your head away and not do anything, you know.
Okay, so ngayon, magpa-fast talk na tayo kay Dr. Nielsen. Dok, huwag kayong kabahan. Simple lang naman to. What is the dosage of... Joke lang. Okay. Favorite animal?
My God. Birds. Yeah.
An org mo?
KK.
Dog or cat?
Dog.
Kinatatakutan mong animal?
Rats.
Favorite subject?
Anatomy.
Hated subject?
Virology.
Field or hospital?
Field.
If you're not a veterinarian, what would you do?
Maybe what? Biologist.
Wow. Okay. So what's your embarrassing moment as a vet?
Getting bitten and bleeding.
So yun lang po, Doc. Thank you so much for
Okay.
your time. And baka may pro-promote po kayo or ipa-plug?
Yeah, follow me on my Instagram and my Facebook account. So, and then of course, watch Born to be Wild.
Yun. Tuwing kailan, Doc?
It's Born to be Wild has been running for almost 14 years.
Wow.
It's shown in GMA 7, 9 a.m. every Sundays. It's the host is me and Doc Fritz.
Doc, hiring ba kayo sa VIP or Vet in Practice?
Yes, we are hiring at Vets in Practice, and please do not be intimidated by the hospital setup, because being in the setup, you have a lot of coaches, so you will never be left alone. Unlike in small clinics, sometimes when they hire you, you're everything already. But here, if you don't know it, you just ask your seniors what to do. Parang life becomes so easy. Do not be intimidated by clients who are fussy, because we're always here to back you up.
Okay, so yeah. Thank you so much, Doc, for your time and pag-yes sa interview na to. So, sa mga future vets, follow niyo na si Doc Nielsen at marami kayong matututunan sa kanyang vet journey as in.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Support the YouTube of Leatrize.
Thank you.
Encontré al patito Juan en la esquina del zaguán.
How did you get?
How did you get to where you are right now?
Tagalogin ko. Doc, what is your recipe? Recipe na lang.
3, 2, 1, go.
Hirapan ako.
Lights on, lights on.
Selfie tayo. Thank you sa ating camera woman. Napakaganda. Angela.
And the cameraman.
Follow. Link. And of course, Cedric Donato. Hi! Thank you so much for helping
Isang rap nga dyan.
Isang ano.
RUG.
RUG, Arginine, he's so tidy, I'm a histidine. Isolate when I saw you late, I saw Lucine. Lies make sinners can't lie to lysine. Make methamphetamine to methionine. I'm on a fella of phenylalanine. I'm an avenger for Caxtorine.